Like and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight.
Hello people and welcome back to ProRevenge. Please click like, subscribe and the bell icon for more videos from me. This will also help me out a lot and means that I'll be motivated to make more videos. You can always unsubscribe if you want, so please just click the subscribe button. Thanks and hope you enjoy the video.
Taking down Queen Karen, President of the HOA. Okay, this happened years ago, 1985 to be exact. I was 45 when this happened, 81 now. So after my second retirement, I started doing property management. I bought this 2,500 square foot luxury home in with the sole intention of renting it out. Now I didn't know how bad the HOA was, but when I became the owner I soon found out. This all took place in 2 years' time. Karen would literally have a problem with everyone in the neighborhood. Trash cans left out? Fined. Loud music after 10 p.m? Fined. Yard sale without permission? Fine. Removing dead plants and replanting without approval, you get fined. It went on and on like this. Now the community could run for the HOA board, but the HOA board chose the president. 6 out of the 10 members on the board liked Karen, so she always kept her job. Her husband was in the medical field, so he made a lot of money. It got to a point too where she was called Queen Karen in the neighborhood and her dishing out HOA fines. Now I used to go in person to collect the rent because the people that rented my house were good friends of mine. I did this for months. So I would park my car by the front of the garage. I and my friends were having some music on, but it wasn't that loud. Queen Karen came over driving her golf cart and said, "Queen Karen, excuse me." Me, yeah? "Queen Karen, you have to turn that music down, it's too loud." I told her that it was 8 p.m. and that music that's even loud can be played until 10. She wasn't having it and demanded that I do so. Now my friends and I kept the music going and we were enjoying ourselves. She proceeded to get angry and fined me. Now, most people will just take the abuse and pay the fine. But not me. I went to the HOA board, contested the fine and won. From that point on, Queen Karen made it her personal mission to destroy me. She would bitch and fuss about every little thing. I fought what I could, but I did end up paying for some of it. She also went after my tenants, which made things worse for me. I had a sit down with my friends one night to discuss the problem. When I parked my car, Queen Karen came over in her robe and said I have to park somewhere else. I did because I didn't want to start anything. We see her go back into her house and embrace a man that isn't her husband. We were being noisy and we came to the conclusion that she was cheating on her husband. Spoiler alert. She was. My friends and I told Queen Karen's husband. I'm sure he did some investigation because 3 months later they divorced and he was moving his stuff out. Now gossip said that Queen Karen got nothing because she was the one that cheated and she didn't have a job. So she wasn't entitled to the money. From this point on, Queen Karen had a massive decline in the quality of life that she had. She sold her car and got a cheaper one, and she adopted different dressing habits. But even after the divorce she never got a job and she was still living somewhat better than everyone else. Fast forward to 1986. In February, Queen Karen and the HOA had been giving out fines for very obscure things and increased monthly dues. Having trash cans out a couple of hours early or after the trash man left would result in a fine. Targeting people that had older or dirty cars goes on and on. Me and the other people the community were sick of the crap that she and the HOA were pulling. So at the next meeting, we made out voices our concerns. Queen Karen said that the community had been falling behind on repairs and that the dues and increase in fines were necessary, especially if people weren't maintaining their own property. She said that it was in the yearly budget report and that we should have read it. The other pissed residents and I go and read the statement. Now none of us read it because we take it as a junk mail and disregard it. But we read the whole statement cover to cover. Queen had increased the HOA budget 15% and where that extra money was going remained unknown. We went over to her house the next day and demanded to know where the extra money was being spent. But she refused several times. She closed the door and went back to watching TV. We filing a joint lawsuit to find out where the money was going. In June we found out. Cue the revenge. Queen Karen was living off HOA fines and dues. The increase is because she was running out of money. She still didn't have a job, so she embezzled from the HOA so she wouldn't have to get a job. She gets busted. We call the police for her embezzling the money. She was charged with fraud and extortion. The neighbors and I filed a joint lawsuit against Karen to get reimbursement as well. Because she had no money, so she had to mortgage her house to pay us all. She later went to federal prison for 6 years with no parole. Because she went away, no one was paying on her house. The bank foreclosed on it and it was bought by someone else. So when she got out in 1992, she was homeless. Honestly, the majority of us didn't want to ruin her life like this. Had she toned down the excessive fines, we would have let her be. But she had to double down and steal from us because she didn't want to get a job like everyone else. Edit. Okay, I didn't think that I would have to explain this, but no, I didn't call Queen Karen a Karen in 1985. I just used the name here because I've been told that is what you call an undesirable noisy white lady. I can't use her real name for privacy, so I named her that for the purpose of this story. If this begins here, but here we go. So it was midsummer, fucking hot. I usually have my AC set to 25°C, around 77°F. So it started when I got really hot, so I put it down to 24°C, 75.2. I went to take a piss and when I came back it was 28°C, 82.4. I set it back down. 2 days later, it was 25°C and I came out to eat. I come back and 32°C, 86.2. I wonder who. I know it happened at noon, so I knew it wasn't my dad or mom. Couldn't be my dog cause, you all know. So it snapped. My brother. When he went out, I made it so every time he turned it down, it automatically turns up. How? I did it myself. AKA I turn it up by myself. I knew this would work cause his controller was broken and the AC doesn't make a beep when you turn it up. It worked. He told me to stop. I said no unless he gave me $100. He said no. Winter came and instead of turning it to the highest, I put it as 16°C, 61. He finally said yes. Sending trucks to the wrong state to screw over a SSGT. So back when I was in my first unit we had to ship all of our 7 tons off to get up armored. That meant that over a year or so we shipped them all from South Carolina to Wisconsin. I was in charge of logistics at the time, so I coordinated it all and loaded the trucks. Overall, a pretty easy task. The only challenge was the documentation. Anyways, it was all going well until this new SSGT showed up in the motor pool. He was an asshole. Just treated everyone like shit. He made my life miserable when I tried to ship these trucks. Like I didn't want to, it wasn't overly fun. Sometimes it even required me to work on weekends, so I would have been happy just not doing it. However, I had to, HQMC ordered it, so there was no reason for him to be pissy with me. Anyways, so once he took over, shipping these trucks became a pain in the ass because he would want to micromanage because I was a lower rank. So I let him, and he wanted to sign shit. So I made up lines for him to sign. So finally I had it with him. One day I decided since he wanted to sign and be important, I would fuck him up. So when my next big shipment, like 4 trucks, came along, I decided that instead of sending them to Wisconsin like they were supposed to go, I would send them somewhere else. I decided 29 Palms, California would be a great location. So I changed some codes on the sheets, gave them to the prick SSGT who made more dick comments and signed blindly. So off we shipped these trucks. Well, a couple weeks later the call comes in that our trucks never arrived. So the command starts getting worried that a few trucks had gone missing. They come to our shop and we just informed them that this SSGT had taken charge of all the shipments lately. So they go to him and he proudly said he had taken over, but crumbled when they asked him where the trucks were. It took them a couple of weeks, but finally a call from 29 Palms came into our command that they had these trucks show up but nobody had claimed them. The command flipped their shit. As far as they were concerned, this stupid fucking SSGT got involved in shit he didn't need to get involved in and sent 4 big ass trucks across the country instead of where they needed to be. He got told to leave the logistics to the logistics department and I had the whole thing solved in an hour.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos, and this would also encourage me to make more videos. If you have any thoughts about today's video, then comment down below. I have plenty of other videos on my channel, so please check them out. Bye.